The one who leads the community is a man. The one who has to fight for the sake of Allah, not terrorism, but fight for the sake of Allah is the man. The one who has to provide is the man. A woman, she can pray in her house. But the man, at every opportunity, he should pray in the masjid. So the man has more responsibilities. So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that it says that if a woman, she prays 5 times a day, she fasts in the month of Ramadan, and she obeys her husband, she can enter paradise by whichever gate she likes. So there's 8 gates in paradise, and she chooses whichever one she enters in. Whereas the man, he has more responsibilities. Okay? As for the woman, then as I said, she generally takes care of the house and fulfills her needs of her husband. But we can give you more details. As for marriage in Islam, for the marriage to take place, there's 5 things which need to be met. Okay, the woman has to say yes. There's no, shotgun wedding. The man has to say yes. There has to be 2 trustworthy witnesses. There has to be a meher, like a gift. The man has to give the woman a gift, but it's a gift which she chooses. Sometimes it's wealth, sometimes it's gold, but it's something which you can discuss.
Yeah, okay.
And then lastly, the woman, she needs a guardian. What happens is when you have a woman who's brought up in a Muslim household, her father is the guardian. If the father's not there, her grandfather or her uncle on her father's side. When someone embraces Islam, then the guardian is someone who's in a Muslim country, it would be the leader of the country or a judge in the area. But in this society, usually it's a Muslim who is known and trustworthy and accepted in the community. So we'll have to find you a guardian.
Yes, yes.
Are you happy that we find you a guardian?
Yes, of course, yeah.
And that guardian, basically, he is the one who decides that this person is good for you, he's a trustworthy person, and at the same time, when you have any difficulties or problems, you can turn to them and they can come and sort the man out.
I see, okay.
In a good way. Let me just, give me one moment and where's Hamza? Okay. We need a wali.
Okay, 1 second.
Am I not good enough?
I'm coming, yeah?
He's just coming.
Yeah, no worries.
Do you have any questions or?
Yeah, I did actually. You know, you said about the 8 gates of heaven.
Yeah.
What are they? Like what?
Basically, in Islam, there's 6 pillars of Iman, 6 things which we believe in, as taught by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and as comes in Quran. We believe in Allah, we believe in one God, that He alone deserves to be worshipped. We believe in Him by His name, His perfect names and His attributes. And we believe that He alone is the Lord, the giver of life, the giver of death, and we worship Him alone. That's the first pillar. Second pillar, we believe in angels. Angels are from the unseen, they're made of light, and they fulfill the commandments of God. They can never disobey God.
Yeah, I remember in the Quran it says the dead are, I think it's like the dead are not dead, but what is it, the dead are alive, but we perceive them not?
Yes.
I really like that one, that's one that we repeat a lot.
Okay, yes. So you've looked into it,
Yeah, we do read the Quran, we try we're nearly we're like a quarter through, but we try to read it every day, at least.
MashaAllah, that's very good.
10 pages a day or something.
Alhamdulillah. May Allah increase us all in knowledge, beneficial knowledge. So the angels, all of us. So the angels, they're made of light. Like for example, in Islam, we don't believe the devil is a fallen angel because the angels can never disobey God. We believe from the jinn, which I mentioned before, the jinn, they're a separate creation who can obey God or disobey God. So the devil, Satan, is from the jinn. But so the angels, they fulfill the commandments of God. Like the angels bring revelation, the angels will support the believers, the angels will bring the punishment, the angels will take the soul at the time of death, the angels will guard paradise and they will guard the hellfire, etc. So this is the angels. That's the second pillar. Third pillar is the books. So we believe, for example, Moses was given a Torah. We believe David was given the Psalms or Zabur. We believe Jesus was given the Injil. We believe in these books as they were sent down. But we believe what the Jews and Christians have today is corrupted. And there's so many reasons why we can show that it's been corrupted. Even Christian scholars, biblical scholars, they recognize this. So that's the third thing. We believe in the messengers. So like Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad, peace be upon all of them. And we believe that these are the best of mankind, and they were chosen to deliver the message to mankind and to tell people how to worship God, Allah, and how to tell people what's going to happen in the hereafter. So we believe in all the messengers. But the last one, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and no messenger will come after him. The fifth pillar, the last day, which you mentioned about. The last day, it covers everything that happens from the time we die. How the angel of death will take our souls, how they take the soul of the believer, how it takes the soul of the disbeliever, how we are placed in our grave. All mankind is asked 3 questions in their grave. Who is your Lord? What is your religion? And who is the messenger sent to you? So we'll be asked this. Then the day of judgment, what's going to happen on the day of judgment? And it describes the paradise and it describes the hellfire.
You still need me for the wallet?
Yes, in a moment. But I think you're
Yes, no problem.
No problem. So yes, so the hadith mentions, so paradise, it has gates. I think I made a mistake. I can't remember if it's 7 or 8. I'll have to get back to you.
Okay, yeah, that's no worries.
But the paradise, it has gates. And so there's gates of fasting, there's gates of the people who pray, there's gates for the people who give charity. And so some people will enter by different gates. But as he said, the woman who fulfills these 3 commandments, to pray 5 times a day, to fast in Ramadan, and to obey her husband. Obedience here means that she obeys in what is good. Not her husband tells her something which is oppressive or something which is like, for example, if the husband says, you are my wife, you have to drink alcohol. She would never obey him. Or he says, you are my wife, you're not allowed to cover your hair. She would never obey him. So the woman who does this, she can enter paradise by whatever gate she wishes. Whereas the man, he has to do a lot more work.
Like, do you go to the same place? Do you like go to the charity gate or the fast?
Yes.
The same place?
Yeah. Okay. Even, for example, the believers in this life, like the husband and the wife, they will be together. The children will be together. But the husband will be more handsome. The wife will be more beautiful. And there will be no, the people in paradise, we're human. We have shortcomings, we have mistakes. Like, for example, even when you love someone, there's something which it annoys you or something like this. All of this is removed. So it's just peace and tranquility. Because paradise is a place where, the human soul, this is what we desire. That's why people in this life, if they don't understand and they don't understand satisfaction or contentment, they can never be happy. Because the soul has been created for the hereafter. And in paradise, a person will be young forever, they never grow old. They'll be healthy forever, they never become sick. They'll be happy forever, they will never become sad. And they will live forever, and they will never die. If you look at these 4 things, you can see that people are craving this in this life. But they can't have it. So that's why people become depressed or anxious, etc. So this will all be fulfilled in the hereafter. And obviously there's the opposite for those who, when the truth comes to them and out of arrogance they reject, then the hellfire. Then the last pillar, the 6th pillar, is called the Qadr. Qadr is the decree. We believe that Allah, the all-knowing, the all-wise, whatever happens, He knows. Whether it's good or whether it's bad. The good is a test for us. When Allah gives us something good, it's are we going to be grateful? When Allah gives us a hardship or difficulty, it's to see if we're patient. And also that makes a person a stronger person when they go through difficulties. So we believe that Allah knows everything, Allah created everything, Allah has decreed everything, and we have our own free will, but nothing can happen in the heavens and the earth except by the will of God. Nothing, not even the leaf will fall from the tree. So that's the 6 pillars of Iman.
Thank you so much for answering my question.
No problem.
Thank you.
And then just while we're on that subject, so 6 pillars of Iman, 5 pillars of Islam. This is like, like you have a tent. The pillars, they hold up the tent. they're not everything. So these 5 pillars are not everything, but these are the most important thing in Islam. Because Islam, it governs your complete life. But the 5 pillars are, the first one, the thing which makes you a Muslim, when you testify that none has the right to be worshipped but Allah, and that Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the messenger of Allah. That's the first pillar. Second, a Muslim prays 5 times a day. And this is something beautiful. It's like you have in our busy lives, 5 times a day, you have a connection with Allah.
Is that because Allah told them to pray 5 times?
Yes.
Okay.
A person can pray more. There's other optional prayers. But these 5 times a day, whether you're working, whether you're traveling, you stop, you take time out and you pray. And it's something which is beneficial for us. Like even because the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he was sent for all mankind, but he was an Arab. So he gave them many examples which they could understand. So once he asked the companions, if a person, he has a stream in front of his house, and he bathes in that stream 5 times a day, would any dirt remain on their body? So obviously they all said no. So he said same, when a person prays 5 times a day, their sins are washed off. So by praying 5 times a day, we get our sins forgiven, we have connection with Allah, you have peace, you have tranquility, and you have purpose in life. After that we have zakat. Zakat, it means to purify and it means to increase. But zakat is the compulsory charity. But this is, for example, if a person has wealth up and above their needs, it's not your needs. Like you need food, you need a house, you need transport, you don't pay zakat on this. But a person who has savings for 1 year, or a person has gold, for example, or this country we don't have it, but if a person has crops, or a person has camels or sheep or cows, etc., the crops is on the day of the harvest, you have to give to the poor, 5% or 10%. But So, but on the other wealth is 2.5%. So, for example, if I have £100 up and above my needs, above the level of zakat, then every year I will give £2.50 to the poor. It doesn't sound much, but if all the Muslims they paid their zakat, there would be no poverty in the world. So this is this is zakat. The 4th pillar, fasting in the month of Ramadan. You know, every year we have obviously we use this calendar daily, you know, January, February, etc. But in Islam we have our own calendar, and it's done by the moon. So each month, you know, when you see the new moon, they're very thin in the sky, this is the first day of the month. As it goes for the full moon, this will be the middle of the month, and then it will disappear again, then a new. So the month of Ramadan, every Muslim who is fit and able, a sick person, no. Every Muslim who is fit and able, they fast, which is avoiding food, drink, and marital relationships from the sun up to the sundown.
Why is that? Can I ask? Like, why do they fast?
Okay, Allah mentions in Quran, because the beautiful thing about Islam, obviously I'm Muslim, so you can say that I'm biased, but the beautiful thing about, and the reason why I accepted Islam, in Islam you have an answer for everything. And Islam, it really encourages you to ask questions. So Allah mentions in Quran, Surah Baqarah, chapter 2, so you probably read it already. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. It says, O you who believe, fasting has been prescribed upon you, like it was prescribed on those before you. So this fasting, this praying, this charity, it's not only the followers, the nation of Muhammad, peace be upon him, but all the previous prophets used to fast. Jesus would fast, Moses would fast, Abraham would fast. So it's something that we have to do, and it's something which the previous nation had to do. Then Allah mentions at the end of the verse, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, in order that you may gain awareness and you may the fear of God. What happens is, obedience to God is very hard to explain. But in the month of Ramadan, it's a very beautiful time. You know, when you have this hunger, you feel need for your Creator. You recognize your weakness. You recognize the rights of the poor more, and you know what they feel like. And at the same time, the month of Ramadan, because you're not busy with food and drink and marital relationships, you feel more connected
To God, yeah.
to God. So fasting is for this reason. And then also in the month of Ramadan, we have it's called the Taraweeh prayer or the Qiyam al-Layl, the night prayer, where I would say 99.9% of all masajid, the whole Quran is read. No problem. Yeah, the whole Quran is read in the whole month. But when the Quran is read, it's read by it's called, the one who leads the prayer is known as the Imam, and he will read the whole Quran from memory, not holding the book, but just from memory. Yeah, Allah mentions in chapter 54, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنِ لِذِكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ.
It sounds so beautiful when you say it.
It is, yeah.
Beautiful. I want to learn to proper speak.
No problem. You will, inshallah, you will. God willing, you will. So it mentions we have made the Quran easy to remember.
Yeah.
So is there anyone who will remember it? Literally hundreds of thousands of people today have memorized Quran. Even, children from 6 years old, 7 years old. Some countries, their custom, like Mauritania and stuff, their custom is they won't send the children to school until they memorize Quran. And the Quran, for example, when the leader of the prayer leads the prayer, we're human. Sometimes we make mistakes, sometimes you slip. When he makes a mistake, the people behind him, they correct him like that. And they're not holding the Quran either.
They just know it.
Yeah, it's just memorized. Because you hear it again and again and again. And like you said, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
So, like for example, we have the English translation, French translation, Malay translation. This is never considered Quran. This is only considered translation.
Yeah.
The Quran is the speech of Allah, sent down in Arabic, preserved and protected in Arabic, and it has a different meaning. It's more powerful.
Yeah.
Like even like when I mentioned to you, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, in order you may get taqwa. I said it's righteousness, it's God awareness, it's fear of God. It's very hard to explain. Whereas taqwa just says everything. So some of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, they said taqwa is like a person. Imagine you have beautiful clothes on, and you're walking along a path with spikes and from the bushes, and how you're protecting. This is taqwa. Your whole life, you have the presence of Allah, you have awareness of Allah, and you're trying to please Him, and you're worried about displeasing Him. This is taqwa. So fasting in Ramadan brings about this. It's like a training period.
So taqwa would be like the relationship you have with God, your clothes.
Yeah. And taqwa is mentioned in the Quran again and again. Like in the beginning of the Quran, it mentions ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابَ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. This is a book in which there is no doubt. هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. It is a guidance for those people who have taqwa. So the one who has taqwa, he will be guided by this book. So this was fasting in the month of Ramadan. And then the last pillar is known as Hajj. Hajj is, once in a lifetime. Every Muslim who's able, they will perform the pilgrimage. They will go to Mecca, which is amazing. It's amazing, because you're there with maybe 3 million, 4 million people. And if you see, the woman, she can dress as she wishes, but all of the men, whether they're rich, whether they're poor, whether they're black, whether they're white, whether they're educated, they all wear, 2 white robes.
I've seen that picture.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. It's I don't know. It's like honey.
Yeah.
If you explain honey to a person who's never had it, you can use words, but until they taste it, so that's Hajj. So that's the 5 pillars of Islam. That's the 6 pillars of Iman and the 5 pillars of Islam. That's the basics. And as you said, there's so much to learn.
We'll give you all that. Don't worry. We'll give you the whole booklet. We'll give you all that. Yeah.
So basically, this is Hamza.
Okay.
If you're happy, he can be your wakil. You can contact him, or you can contact him through his wife, and then you can discuss if you need anything, for example, in your married life.
Okay, thank you so much.
So what happens is why you need a wali, like you said, a wakil, is because you need somebody to represent and look out for you, like if there is any problem. And when he does the marriage, he's gonna ask me some questions on your behalf. Like, for example, do you want to get married? And this kind of stuff. Did you mention the dowry?
Yes, but I think you two have to discuss. Like, he has to give you a gift.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, and it's your choice.
Yeah.
So would the gift come before the marriage or after?
No, it can be agreed. It has to be agreed at the marriage, but you give it when you're
Yeah,
able.
you can give it when you're able.
Yeah.
It could be big, it could be small. So if you want to give her a gift of, let's say, £100,000, that's fine. Yeah, I'm in agreement with
She's
that.
there like,
Really?
bring it on.
Does it have to be? Could it be like?
It could be as little as a Quran.
It could be a Islamic dress. It could be a book.
Okay.
It could be a gold.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's yours. It doesn't belong to anyone else. Yeah.
Could it be like say if it was like this, like one day, like make sure you provide like family and children and stuff, or not like that?
No, it has to be something
actual material?
tangible. Yeah.
Okay.
And something which can be like some people. What they'll do is very common. A Muslim will say, "I will marry you on the condition you take me Hajj." The problem is it's not something which is because the person may pass away.
Yeah.
So it should be. It's better if it's something tangible.
Okay. I understand.
Do you want to go away for a few minutes and
Yeah,
discuss?
and then we'll be back
Yeah.
in 2 seconds.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
No problem. No problem.
Don't go away, they come back though, yeah? Because, yeah.
Yeah.
Are they reflecting upon doing the nikah?
Yeah.
They were ready to do it, so they were already ready.
Yeah, I'm just explaining. No, but I've asked them the meher.
Okay.
They have to discuss. It's not nice to discuss in front of us.